Is there such a thing as too much innovation? I mean, I know on Wall Street there's a view that there was way too much innovation on Wall Street prior to the financial crisis. It unfolded. No, but there was, complicated structures, all sorts of things that were innovations. People on Wall Street, I remember in 2005 saying, great innovation. It's called, CPDO or CDO squared, whatever it might be. I mean, in your businesses, is there such a thing as too much innovation? Sandrine.
That's an interesting thought. I don't think we are in a very fast-paced, category that live and thrive through innovation, through newness. So it's a fine act or fine balance to kind of feed that market, and on the flip side, to also build sustainable innovation, because it's not about one that chases the other one or kill the innovation that kills the innovation. It's really to make sure that we have a huge pool of sustainable innovation based on this groundbreaking science, and on top of that, to seize opportunities. So I don't think that we have too much innovation. I think that it's about also defining what type of innovations we need, because there's kind of three sorts. There's kind of the incremental innovations, things that you might not necessarily quote unquote as innovation, but we had this interesting discussion with some person today, and thinking about the shampoo, the steak shampoo. You might think that there's been no innovation in shampoo, but try a shampoo that might have sat in your bathroom from 10 years back, and try that now.
Yeah. Might still be
there. And you'll be amazed to see the gap, because there's been a lot of steps in the 10 years to make it better and better and better, and to be what it is today. So it's incremental. There's more radical innovation that we're seeking to really kind of step change the category. And then, of course, there's more like the disruptive one, that they don't happen often, but they're absolutely necessary to be game changer. So, we're super happy, for instance, to have Clarisonic as a brand. In cleanser, it's completely a game changer. That helps valorize the category, that helps to really improve the efficacy, the performance, and basically the end result for the women or the men that is using it. So there's different type of level of innovation, so there's not enough. We just need to kind of, I would say, organize what we need.
Have you at Ford, is there some, or maybe in any other company you've worked for, have you ever seen an example where you innovated too much? I mean, one could say, I think of New Coke as like the sort of a classic example of innovation. But just anecdotally, the other day I was in a store and I saw like 8 different Kit Kats. So it was a store in Japan, so it's like that's a different thing. But it was like, okay, no, too much innovation. And what is a Kit Kat? Is it really supposed to be green tea? I mean, I'm just curious, like whether in your, whether there's, the Edsel, or I don't know what it is, but is it where someone you innovate ahead of yours? Maybe do you have a thought on that?
No, I'm just reacting that you're right. I mean, if it's like over segmentation that kind of lose the consumer, then you've done a bad job, that's for sure. I mean, it has to be relevant.
That's just marketing, that's just a marketing screw up, or is that an innovation screw up? How would that be?
I would say that's probably more like,
envisioning a future L'Oreal argument over.
I mean, no. Sometimes you tend to kind of over-segment and lose consumer because you're losing sight of what is the end benefit. And we have this discussion on some of our categories where we see the category in the marketplace becoming so complicated that, to your point, it doesn't make any more sense. So you have to kind of go back to the drawing board and see what women do want. What is relevant, because to your point, like 5 different sorts of Kit Kat, not to quote my categories, it's too much. It doesn't make sense. Is it relevant or not? And then it's not sustainable. It's no longer sustainable.
So you've got the mood car coming out that knows your mood. Will turn yellow when you're feeling bright.
Right. Well, see, we got 2 natural throttles. So one, it's a very capital-intensive business, the automobile industry. So we don't tend to over-segment. and then we test, every potential feature that we thinking about bringing out with the consumers. Do you really value this? Yes, of course I do. Well, how much did you pay for that? Well, no. So then that may change then, right? So we want to have innovation on the cars that customers truly value and will appreciate and be willing and happy to pay to have that innovation on their vehicles. So I think we tend to be a little bit more on the conservative side of things, and but I want the Ford, the employee base and our partners to be trying to drive innovation into the company like crazy. So I don't, let's use the natural throttles, but don't throttle before that point.